before the lights came on, the white gown, and before thousands of people watched her perform. Shen Yue was already there. And the first thing she did, before the cameras found her, before the stage was ready, before any of the evening's carefully planned moments began, was go looking for her fans. She found the support wall they had built for her, signed her name, and left them a message. I got here before all of you. That moment happened before most people even knew she had arrived. And somehow, it became the most honest introduction to everything that followed. Because over the next few hours, Shen Yue would move through an evening that almost nobody experienced in full. The rehearsals before the applause, the white gown that stopped people mid-scroll, the live performance in the evening wind. If you only saw the photographs from Weibo Wondrous Voyage, you missed half the story. Here on Asian Star Spotlight, we don't just talk about Shen Yu's dramas, pairings, possibilities, and co-stars. We explore the stories, the facts, and the bigger picture behind her journey. If that sounds like your kind of content, subscribe and join us right now. Shen Yue arrived at Guangzhou Heixincha Asian Games Park as the officially appointed celebrity captain for Weibo Wondrous Voyage. Her fans had prepared a support area, a flower wall, banners, LED displays, personal messages, and gifts. Something built specifically to welcome her. And before the event got underway, she went to find it herself. She signed the support wall, took a photo, and then her studio shared those 4 words. I got here before all of you. Think about what that actually means. The fans had created something to welcome her. But before they could even gather around it, she had already gone looking for it. She was not standing on a stage receiving applause. She was not posing for a campaign image. She was simply visiting something her fans had made. And that distinction matters, because it sets the tone for everything the rest of the evening would reveal about her. What the final stage footage does not show is what came before it. The rehearsals, the outdoor stage, her vocals. Again and again in the hours before the performance started. That detail is easy to overlook but worth noting, because the beautiful moment viewers eventually saw had a less visible part behind it. Preparation. The kind that nobody applauds. The kind that exists entirely in service of the 60 seconds that people will actually remember. Then the lights came on. Shen Yue appeared in a flowing white gown said to be from the Murmure Spring-Summer 2026 collection. Delicate pearl cutout details, soft draping, hair falling in loose cascading waves. Fans immediately reached for words like goddess and princess. Something almost mythical. The contrast with the woman who had been quietly walking the event grounds hours earlier was striking. And then she started singing. This is what all those rehearsals were building toward. A live performance on the outdoor stage as the evening wind moved through the dress, and her hair and the stage lights reflected around her. Fans were not only talking about how she looked, they were talking about her voice. And that is an important detail, because the evening was not built around one beautiful photograph. It was a progression. The preparation, the anticipation, the reveal, the performance. And then, the other Shen Yue arrived. During one of the interactive segments, she was given a novelty book of answers to help respond to fan questions. The book was not being kind to her. Some of its answers were so blunt and unhelpful that Shen Yue eventually looked at it and said something along the lines of, "Can't you give me a little face here?" And then she laughed. The goddess from the stage disappeared. This was just Shen Yue again. The same person who can look genuinely elegant in one moment and become the funniest person in the room in the next without appearing to try at all. Then came a question. If she had an extra boat ticket, where would she go? She did not hesitate. She wanted to pass through every place where there are mooncakes. Her fans. The people who had built a support wall before she arrived. The people who had been following her journey across every chapter. That answer made the earlier moment at the fan wall feel even more significant. After watching the full evening, I noticed something worth saying clearly. There were two versions of Shen Yue at Wondrous Voyage. There was the Shen Yue everyone came to see. The celebrity captain, the actress, the woman in the white gown under the stage lights. And then there was the Shen Yue who existed in the spaces between those moments. The woman who went looking for the fan wall before the cameras found her. The person who rehearsed when nobody was watching. The variety show personality who argued with a book. And the person who chose her fans when asked where she would travel. Celebrity events usually show us the finished product. The final outfit, the final performance, and the carefully planned photograph. Wondrous Voyage gave us glimpses of everything in between. And sometimes those glimpses tell us more than the polished moments ever could. Because beauty can be styled. A stage can be rehearsed. A photograph can be planned. But the decision to quietly walk to a fan support wall before the event begins, to sign it, to leave a message, that feels much harder to manufacture. And perhaps that is why the evening felt so distinctly like her. She could be the elegant captain everyone was waiting for, without losing the playful, warm and slightly chaotic personality that made people fall in love with her long before this event. In my next video, I am exploring a side of Shen Yue that fans have noticed consistently across very different contexts. And once you see it articulated clearly, you will not be able to unsee it. So turn your notifications on. If you had been at Wondrous Voyage, which Shen Yue would you have most wanted to experience? The elegant performer on the main stage? The woman who went looking for her fans before the event started? Or the completely chaotic Shen Yue with the book of answers? And what would your destination be if she gave you that extra boat ticket? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And if you enjoy exploring Shen Yue's friendships, variety show moments, career journey, and the sides of her personality that viewers do not always see in dramas, the Asian Star Spotlight membership is now open. Members receive exclusive updates, early access to selected content, special community features, and more ways to be part of our growing Mooncake community. You can tap the join button beside subscribe on the channel page whenever you are ready. Sometimes the most interesting part of Shen Yue's story is not what happens when everyone is watching. It is what she does when she thinks nobody is. This time, her fans happened to be the thing she was looking for. And she found them before the night had even begun. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.